The root of all excellence.
Welcome to the root of all excellence.
Welcome.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us.
Hi.
Hi.
It's been a little minute.
Have been a minute. I feel like we have been kind of slacking, you know?
New Year slack.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I feel like we were tired last week.
Yeah, no, definitely I was exhausted.
Yeah.
I don't really know what happened, but I was exhausted.
I think everything just catching up.
Oh, maybe.
Because we were sick.
Yeah, definitely so.
And then just tired. Still functioning sick. So.
Kind of still trying to push through. Okay.
We'll just catch up sometimes. Now we're back.
We are back.
Yeah, hopefully we're here regular.
Hopefully we're here regular.
Hopefully, regularly.
Maybe we're back.
Yeah.
It's one of the things before we get into anything, I just want to, like, how's it been going for you? Like, how would you say this week has went?
This week wasn't bad.
Right?
I think at the end of the week I got tired. Like I am tired right now.
Right.
But other than that, it was a pretty good week. I was in the office more this week too.
Yeah.
Which.
Right, kind of added to it.
Yeah. Going back and forth and being engaged with people.
Right.
Yeah, but other than that, it was a pretty good week, I would say. It went by pretty fast for me.
Okay.
I think I looked up and it was Thursday.
Me too. I feel like that. Like kind of zoned out until Thursday. Yeah, the week was pretty good, you know. We didn't do much, which is kind of rare.
What do you mean?
Well, we didn't do nothing. And we didn't have anything planned for like this. Well, yes, we do. So maybe I'm just speaking way before.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
I don't know.
I'm speaking too early.
I don't know what you're saying.
Because usually, like, we have something to do during the week, whether it's like you being scheduled out our whole week or the weekend.
I don't usually
somebody's doing something.
I don't usually schedule during the week because you got to work.
Right.
So during the week, there's no scheduling anything.
And I get to the weekend, like, oh man, I can finally a little bit relaxed. And you'd be like, well, there's 1,000 things that we need to do this weekend.
I don't think that's true.
Oh man.
I think you just, I don't know.
What?
I don't know. You live in your world, so.
Okay.
Yeah. I know that some things seem a certain way.
Yeah, you be like.
But anytime we do something, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's something that's for you, that you want to do, that you would like, you would enjoy.
Right.
It's my fault.
Yeah and no.
I get the blame.
The only reason because of this, right? It's tons of stuff that I want to do. I don't plan on doing none of them.
But you talk about doing them.
Definitely.
So
it's just me talking.
Okay. But don't say that, oh yeah, I want to do this, I want to do that. Because then it'll be the situation like the nightstand. So you talk about it. Then I'm like, okay, well then let's do this.
No.
Then if I don't do it, then you got a problem.
No, that was different.
I'm just saying.
That was different.
Okay.
It was like nightstand. Okay, we're going to go and get this nightstand. I was like, I bet. No, we're not. Of course I'm going to feel some type of way if like you renege on that level. But like, if you never tell me like, oh yeah, well, we're doing this, I'm good with like not going.
But if you do nightstand, I'm like, okay, well then let's go get the nightstand. You're like, oh, you done booked up my whole weekend getting this nightstand. Like,
nah, it's never like that.
Yes, it is.
Yo, I be feeling like
booked up my entire life.
Denial is real.
These are activities that you enjoy. these are activities that you talk about most of the time. If you don't want to participate, you don't have to participate most of the time. If it's anything that I want to do.
That's not true.
That's not true?
No.
So most of the time when there's something that I want to do, you have to participate.
Yes.
Or I'm not going to do it.
No, it's not that you're not going to do it. You're going to still go and do it.
Okay.
But you definitely want me to participate.
I like your company.
I appreciate it.
But if you're not there, what I'm going to do? There's plenty of times where you don't want to go and you don't go.
Yeah, because it is like most of the time it doesn't make sense for me to go.
Okay.
You know what
I mean,
it's not like a real thing. I can miss it and it'll be okay.
okay. I feel like that's most of what you say I book up our lives with.
No, like you have like real events.
Like what?
Like concerts. Like we gotta go over here.
Concerts.
And travel. Yeah, man, it's a lot. You know, and it's just I'm a victim.
You're a victim.
You know, and it's unfair.
You know how many people would appreciate being whipped away on a vacation? Travel?
Yeah, but sometimes like to be honest, like traveling could be a lot. Well, usually it is.
It is a lot. Especially now.
Mm-hmm. We got to carry like a stroller and
a kid.
He got his own suitcase.
We can't carry nothing.
Right. So it's usually a lot. Like a lot.
That is a lot.
For some reason, like it's very few like straight flights.
And you would think because this is kind of like a hub place, supposedly, for somebody.
Right.
That there would have a lot more direct, non-stop places.
But like, no matter where I'm coming from, is very few like direct flights. I've noticed that. Unless you traveling like 45 minutes to like an hour and a half away.
Right.
You stopping somewhere.
Right. So
that's just definitely weird, and it adds to like the stress of actually traveling. Getting to the destination is the fun part, but the traveling in between, oh man, oh my God! So it's not as cracked up as it seems.
I mean,
because you have to deal with that portion as well when traveling.
Okay.
Right? There and back.
Right.
So it can be a hassle.
It can be.
As we seen, Southwest said, hey, I know y'all was I know a lot of people was trying to go places, but fuck y'all. So.
The worst time ever.
Right. A lot of people stuck, can't get so traveling could be a lot, man,
There's so many stories about, like, this one guy, he missed his surgery for his transplant because the flight was canceled. This lady, I want to say she missed her wedding.
Wow, see what I'm saying?
Yeah. It was a lot of people depending on these flights.
Right, and then bam.
Right. Shut it down.
Right, and we even had problems, so, I think overall, I think traveling can be a hassle.
Traveling can be a hassle, but, somebody would appreciate a trip to Jamaica.
Yeah, no, definitely. I enjoyed the trip to Jamaica. It was the traveling that I was like, yo, we got to do this every time.
Yeah. So it usually goes smoother, hopefully. Hopefully the next round it'll be smoother.
Right. We definitely went around a time where like everybody's traveling. So.
Yeah.
But one of the things I kind of wanted to get into before we kind of get into some current topics, I understand that like we got to catch up because we been slacking. Really, it's Moriah that's been slacking.
Yeah.
And
my fault again.
And we do got to catch up on some topics. So one of the things I kind of wanted to talk about was, in the last 10 years, I've been seeing like this push for like financial wealth, financial freedom, financial development. So like money management, all of this, right? And I think it's great overall. I mean, I think that all of these things we kind of have to have knowledge about, you know?
Right.
So I don't think the information that is put out there, we should take it for granted. But also, I think it gives a narrative that anybody could kind of be an entrepreneur, and that's not true. Everybody don't have the qualities, right? And when I hear about people kind of talking about the finances in this way, they don't even mention that part.
What?
I don't think they mention the bad part that comes with being an entrepreneur.
The effort that it requires.
Right, the effort that like what kind of things you're gonna have to do in order to like get to a point of real money. You know what I mean? Because I mean anybody can own a corner store and just make enough to keep it running. So I think that not enough of the bad part of finances is discussed, right? Everybody tell you like you shouldn't be investing in stock. They don't tell you what to do once the stock market crash. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I mean, it's definitely a business, right? Every aspect of finances right now is business, whether it's like credit repair or
right. I think everybody's just trying to sell something at some point.
Right.
Like the ones that are like advertising and promoting and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, everybody wants to sell something, but I don't think that the concept is far-fetched. I feel like people are just trying to capitalize on almost like the American dream.
Right.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like this is achievable. Let me show you some tips kind of thing.
Okay.
But I don't think the concept is far-fetched because, I mean, it's achievable, I would imagine.
Yeah. But like I was kind of bringing up, like as much as it's pushed, you would think that we know like one person who had made like a great like financial leap in their life to where like it went from apartment to like a mansion or mini mansion or you know what I mean? Like
right.
You would think we know at least one person.
Right.
And we don't, and it's because if this actually worked, like I remember I was taking a business class, and the professor was like super dope, you know. It's like a business course. I think it was like a 3 or 4 credit hour, you know. And he told me that the reason why we can't have a business class is because business don't work for everybody. It's good knowledge to have, but if it worked for everybody, he'd be too rich to teach it. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So with that concept in mind, I think that, you know, most people get sucked in a like this like almost fake world of, and I don't want to like sound negative, like, oh man, you can't do that. But at the same time, I think that it's a lot that goes into success that people don't show you.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Right.
and part of them selling it to you is to make it seem like it can be like an overnight microwave kind of thing.
Right.
And it can, like, you know, you can go from here to there and with little to no money and right. But they don't tell you like you have to work 16 hours a day in order to make that dream come true.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, I seen too many people kind of being sucked into the selling portion of it.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And I was like, it was just something I kind of wanted to kind of, you know, talk about. Another thing is when it comes to finances, I think that people take money too serious.
Mm.
Like, I understand that you need money to pretty much do everything.
Right.
But I'm not willing to give up 10 years for 30,000. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm not willing to just like do nothing for 10 years just so I can have 30 to 50,000 in the bank.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I think there needs to be a balance, of course. Like, you don't want to go too crazy in spending all your money.
Right.
And you want to be responsible, right? You want to make sure that you very much so have everything paid for and taken care of. But you also want to enjoy life.
Oh, definitely. And that was like the part I was trying to get at. Like, I think that one of the kind of things I learned like over the course of maybe like the last 15 years was like, you know, experiencing things is priceless.
Yeah.
It's definitely priceless.
Yeah. Some things.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely priceless. And you don't get that. You can't pay for that.
Right.
Most of those experiences you can't pay for. Now, of course, like a vacation, you can pay to go to Italy, and now you've experienced Italy. Mm-hmm. So yeah, stuff like that.
Right.
But
even that, like, there could be a moment that changes like the direction of life.
Right. My whole thing is this, like, it shouldn't be just about money, but like, are you having fun with your life? Mm. Right? Yeah. Because you only get one of these. Right. That's it. When it's over, it's over. Right. So, and
you don't always have the opportunity to.
Right.
Enjoy yourself.
Right. Like, I'll never be this age again.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, I think it just, to have that balance is incredibly important. And I didn't want to see too many people get sucked in the financial space in which they're not worried about experiencing life more than they are saving for, I don't know, nothing when they get old, pretty much.
Mm. Retirement, maybe?
Yeah, retirement. But I mean, if I can't retire at like 45, you might as well just chill.
I don't know what that means.
If I can't retire early, regular retirement age is cool.
Right, but if you don't have enough money to even retire at regular retirement age,
yeah, you just not playing your cards right.
I mean,
yeah, if you just don't blow all the money. Yeah, you're just not playing your cards right at this point. At this point, you are irresponsible.
Didn't make it.
Yeah, so because I would imagine that the older you get, the more you slow down. I know I've obviously slowed down within, you know, just kind of being at the age I am now. Mm-hmm. So you don't do the same things. You don't want the same things. You don't have the desire for the same thing. So,
but I feel like a lot of times people are waiting to live until something. You know what I mean?
And that's what I'm saying.
Like, when I retire, then I'm going to.
Right. And that's terrible.
Yeah.
Because, in my opinion, you may not even be in the physical space that you think you're going to be in.
Right.
In order to kind of do the same thing.
Right.
So, I mean, you know, I just felt like it was like super important for me to kind of like, because it's been on my mind lately.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely heavy. And I watch people go, no, I gotta kind of lower my quality of life to save for, I don't know what they're saving for.
Right.
You know, and it's no guarantee you even gonna be there.
True.
So
maybe they just want a cushion.
No, that I get that.
Right.
I'm just not willing to like do nothing. You know what I mean?
Right.
I have to experience this life, man. I have to. And most importantly, I have to because Moriah is gonna book up our life anyway. So
let's experience life.
So I have to experience life because no matter what, you don't get time back. You can always like kind of
make more money.
Yeah, but you don't get this time back. You don't get these days that like you're kind of just sitting at home not doing nothing back. Although I can appreciate sitting at home doing nothing.
Sometimes.
Yeah, but it's not all the time. I have to experience this life. I want to know what how do this feel, or how does it feel to, you know, maybe smoke a cigar in Cuba. You know what I mean? A real Cuban.
Right. What's that like?
You know what I mean? So, definitely, it was just weighing on me kind of heavy. And I see people get like sucked into a space to where financial freedom is something that they actually like is working towards.
Which, I mean, again, financial freedom is, I think it's achievable.
Definitely.
But I think there's effort to get there.
Oh, definitely.
Unless something uncommon happens. You know what I mean?
You hit the lotto or something.
Yeah.
Right.
Something very uncommon. Or you just right place, right time kind of situation. You know what I mean?
Right. So I mean, yeah. But I like you said, I do think it's achievable. I just think that while doing all of these things, understand that number one, we're not getting all the information about how to take these steps and like what it's going to take these steps in order to be as successful as we would like. And number two, don't forget that you only get one life. So let's try to balance it out with good things, positive things, as well as, you know, being responsible with our finances.
Work hard, play hard.
Right. So we could kind of capture everything that this life has to give us.
I agree.
So just kind of had to bring that up real quick.
Well, that's the point.
Should we pivot?
Pivot.
So, 6-year-old bring a gun to school. Kill his teacher.
Well, shot her.
Shot her, right.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
So she's was seriously injured, I think they said.
Shot the teacher. That's very rare. I mean, usually, you hear about kids bringing guns to school. You hear about a mass shooter, but you never hear about the student bringing the gun to school and shooting the teacher.
Right. But he shot the teacher because she said something to make him mad. Or,
like what?
Like, no. I don't know.
Oh. And he pulled out the gun and hit her with a blick.
Just crazy. So, recently the family lawyer spoke out.
Right.
So on behalf of the family.
Right.
And so they were saying that he has acute disability.
Okay.
So So previously, he had to be accompanied by a parent every day in school
Why?
because of his acute disability.
So acute disability is like it's like give you a range. It's to give you a range of how severe or non-severe the disability is, right?
Well, not necessarily like the severity of it, but so you have like a chronic disability,
Right.
that's like ongoing, long term, forever.
Right.
And then you have like an acute disability that could probably be like,
every once in a while type of.
right, like happening right now, but it can stop.
Right. Okay. It's not ongoing.
Not
Or
necessarily.
prolonging.
Yeah, not necessarily.
Okay.
So like right now in the moment, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to last forever.
Right. So the family came out and was like, okay, our son does have an acute disability.
Right, but they didn't specify what the disability is.
Right, and that was I feel like they did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Because maybe the disability has like no relations into maybe some of the things he did.
But it might. So you remember that kid, I guess he's the teenager that destroyed his mom's house?
Right.
So that could be considered like acute disability.
Okay. I mean,
Like where you have like outbursts or you have like moments of psychosis even.
okay.
You know what I mean?
Right. I was finna say like, if that's the case, then I know a lot of people with disability.
I mean, they are diagnosing a lot of people these days.
Okay. So he has this disability. They don't mention that what a specific type of disability.
They don't name like what the disability is.
Right. Do they say anything about how he got the gun?
So it says that the gun was secured.
Right, and they don't know how he got it.
But they don't know how he got it. So was it really secured?
Yeah, so I think anytime a lawyer is talking for you, he's gonna say like the proper thing that he wants your average American to hear in order to, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, it just says the gun was secured. They don't say how the kid came to get the gun. But he did get the gun from home.
Right.
Took it to school and then pulled the trigger on the lady.
So not only did he come get a gun, he came and got a loaded gun.
Right. From home.
Right. So.
Because guns, they're hard to load.
Yeah, if it's a magazine.
But even like a revolver.
Yeah.
You kind of have to know how. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, and have access to the
ammo. Yeah.
It's not already in there.
You got to know how to open it up.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. So I mean, definitely came and got a loaded gun.
Right.
You could say it's secure all you want, but if he got it, that shit wasn't secure.
Not too secure at all.
If a 6-year-old can come and get it, shit ain't secure.
Right.
Unless he got the combination to the shit, you know what I'm saying?
No, not the 6-year-old. Like, why would he do that?
I don't know. But yeah, it sounds kind of crazy that they would even mention that it was secure and we're not really sure how he got it.
Right.
So now your 6-year-old is like a magician?
I guess, because it says the family said it had been committed to responsible gun ownership and keeping firearms out of the reach of children. Like,
yeah,
clearly, it didn't work.
But the crazy part is, in my mind, I'm thinking,
yeah,
it had to never be secure. Because if it was always secure, the thought of getting it is not even in your head. you would think it's secure before you think I can get it. I can get a hold of that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So think about like
Seen it around a couple times.
right, like if you've seen it around, if you've came across this thing a couple times, then you know you could just grab it and put it in your book bag or whatever you did. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But like if it's majority time secure, number one, I don't even think you'll know that your parents have this thing.
Right.
As a 6-year-old.
Right.
Number two is if it's locked away, then you know you can't get in there.
Right.
So when you say like, oh man, we're secure and we don't know how, those are like, you know, the lawyer's doing his job.
Right.
So
yeah, I mean, hopefully.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, I don't know. It's a lot.
Yeah, when I first heard about it, I was like, wow.
Right, like a 6-year-old shot his teacher for what?
Yeah.
Like, what can you even say to somebody that's 6 that would make them shoot you?
Right. Also, it usually takes about like 15 pounds of pressure to pull the trigger. Right, which a kid can do.
Right. It's hard though. Like, I don't think before going to like the range, I don't think I realized like the effort that it takes to like shoot a gun.
Right, it's like a real thing.
Right.
So I mean, just imagine that the boy could point it, but I mean, you kind of have practice as a kid with toys and things like that.
Yeah, but maybe like the family was one of them, like, let me show you gun safety kind of thing. So
right, and I feel like
maybe he had practice.
Yeah.
Shooting it like with his parents or somebody.
Right. It's possible, you know. A lot of parents kind of expose their children to guns early.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you know what I mean? Sometimes it works and sometimes it don't.
But I think if you have to escort your kid to school every day, that's probably not the kid that you need to be teaching how to use a gun.
Yeah, but it ain't. You got to remember, like, your average American, no matter how much money they make, no matter what education they have, it is a little. They might have missed a couple milestones growing up. You know what I mean? So
I don't know. I think like I don't know. Like, I don't know if people are just being more laxed with their kids these days. So like they feel like they can do whatever, say whatever they want to. Like,
yeah, do and
there's no respect. Like, even for parents, there's no respect.
Right.
So I mean, my biggest advice, like, doing the work that I did, dealing with the kids that are not doing very well, give your kids consequences.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. I mean, that's the biggest thing is they got to have consequences. They got to have consequences that matter.
And it has to be consistent.
Yes.
Because one of the things I realize is coming across so many young people, and we have the suicide rate amongst young people is crazy. And I think, just in my opinion, a portion of that is if you do not give your child consequences, when they get into the real world, they're not going to be able to take all of these things because nobody cares about you for real.
Right.
So you could throw a temper tantrum all you want to.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Nobody's going to care.
I mean, people care, but not in the way that you want them to.
Right. They'll give you a little support, maybe. But it also depends on how it looks.
I mean, it depends on who it is, too.
Yeah.
Because there's people out here that really don't. And don't have any time for it.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
adults are too busy adulting to baby another adult.
Right.
So,
but I think even like the reality check, when you try to give your kid a consequence, like at 14, now you want to try to give consequences and discipline when they have their phone and they're not doing what you want them to do. You take their
Right.
phone away, now they want to kill themselves.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
because they're not used to consequences.
right.
If you used to consequences, then you understand.
Right.
I'm very proud to say I come from a household with strict consequences. And sometimes you get like a double jeopardy.
Right.
Like you get an ass whoop and you're on punishment.
But you know.
Right.
You know you was doing wrong.
Definitely.
Right.
And I knew that these could be the consequences.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So we had a better understanding. I knew that. So when I stepped out into the real world, consequences was a regular thing. But if you do not give your child consequences, it's gonna be tough for them.
It's hard. And then you want somebody else to deal with it.
Right. And nobody else will. Nobody else is gonna care, honestly.
And I get it, because you got Day, he's super cute with the smile.
Right.
But there's certain things that you just can't do.
Right. And also, as a parent, I think people forget that there's a job to do as a parent.
Right.
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 Understand that, a lot of people want their kids to be, kids have fun,
Be
enjoy
happy.
life, be happy. Yeah.
Mhm.
But ultimately, you have a job to do.
Right.
I forget who say it, man. And but it just like popped up in my head, so forgive me if I don't know who said it. But a man who has not prepared his child for life has failed as a father. Right? Because ultimately that's the thing. When we let go of you, like training wheels, you should be able to ride by yourself.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
That's the goal.
that's the goal, right? So
Right.
ultimately, you do have a job to do.
Right.
Shall we pivot once more?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the NHL dude.
Right.
So is it like a dude from Russia who plays in the NHL here,
Okay.
right? And I don't know what's going on, but I know he's refusing to wear like the gay support jersey that they have. So I guess
Yeah. So they had the team Pride Night
right,
for LGBTQ inclusion.
right,
So basically he said, like, I respect everybody and I respect everybody's choices. My choice is to stay true to myself and my religion. And that's all I'm going to say. So basically, he didn't want to wear the jersey.
right.
He said he is Russian Orthodox.
Okay.
So,
I don't know what that is, but
whatever it is,
yeah.
don't support it.
But most religions don't.
Right.
Also, a lot of places when you leave this country don't. Right? Like the journalist guy.
Right.
So, I don't know. How do you feel about like the stance that he's kind of taking?
I don't mind the stance, honestly. I think that, and this is probably something that's part of my New Year's resolution, vision board, let me get my life together kind of focus.
Right.
I think a lot of times when we are trying to be considerate of others and think about others and how others are going to feel,
right,
we can neglect how we feel.
Exactly.
And neglect being considerate to ourselves.
Right.
So in that, I think it's going to be important for me to consider myself first.
Definitely.
While also being able to be considerate of others, right?
Right.
So if it's something that's not going to affect me, right? If it's something that's not going to bother me, then whatever, I can do it. But I kind of can appreciate him making that choice for himself.
Right.
If you don't want to participate, that's okay.
It's okay.
I don't think that he's saying anything negative about the community.
But you know they're gonna turn it into that.
Right. But I think that is, I kind of feel like that's kind of the place that we're in, where if you don't participate,
Right.
then you're saying something negative.
Right, and it's not.
Right. And being able to make the choice and respecting, I mean, he's not saying anything is wrong with it.
Right.
He's not saying I'm not going to wear it because I disagree or any of this.
Right.
It's just more about him.
Right, and that's cool.
Right.
One of the things I learned was like, hey, never make yourself uncomfortable to make somebody else comfortable.
Right.
Right. So, and that's exactly what we at. Like, we're in a place where, like you stated, like, we'll forget about our happiness trying to make somebody else happy.
Right.
You know, I think this was a great thing, you know, that, because I feel like, man, at some point, man, it's like overload for no reason. It's overload for no reason. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I understand that, you know, being a part of that community can be dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
I think that I understand that being a part of that community can come with all kind of discrimination, and I understand.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard being in that community.
Mm-hmm.
But come on, man. Like, it got to be everywhere?
I don't think it has to be everywhere, but I feel like everybody should be comfortable in their just decisions and choices.
Right.
So if your decisions and choices make other people uncomfortable, you know what I mean?
Right. I just feel like right now they're doing like a poor job of like flooding the entertainment like field with like, let's support it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, yo, we get it. You want to be recognized. You want to be you want to have representation in these places.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. It's just that I feel like it's too much at this point.
Okay.
Like, I feel like it's just too much at this point. Like draw it back a bit. Like, we get it. You have more support if you don't kind of force it down people's throat.
I see.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything, everywhere you look, like, mind you, they came out with the movie. I forget the name of the movie, but it was a gay movie that they came out with. Did horrible in the box office.
Oh.
And they blame like heterosexual, homophobic people
For what?
for not supporting it.
Oh.
And it's like, bro, listen, if I have a choice, I'm not gonna, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I think that's what most people are at. Right? Listen, I respect where you are.
Mm-hmm.
I respect that you kind of want to live this lifestyle and experience your life like this,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I have no right to like discriminate against you because of it.
Right.
But I don't have to sit down and watch it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think just because they done did everything. I mean, Superman was gay. Like, come on, man. Like, it's just crazy.
Oh.
And I think that community will get more support if you like chill out, act like everybody else,
Mm.
and stop trying to force it.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So, because at this point, so I felt like him, like, going like, hey, man, listen, just based on my religion, I'm not wearing it. It's been real.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not doing that.
Right.
So, I mean, you know, And I think as like time go on, you'll see more people um, go, we don't want it to be forced on us. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think that's what it is.
Right. And I feel like that's okay. Like, to have it not forced on you is
Right.
fine. I feel like they still deserve to be respected, and like, as a community, you deserve respect. You deserve to be able to be happy and free and do your thing.
Right.
Like any other person
Right.
deserves to be happy and free and do their thing.
Right. But imagine if you a Muslim and the Christians trying to, you know what I mean?
Right.
It could get crazy.
Right.
So
Yeah.
just chill out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think they may be extending into the bubble of other people. You know what I mean? So I get what you're saying with that.
Right. Right.
But I feel like they should be able to still live their lives.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree, man.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's pretty much how I felt about that.
Yeah. But let me ask you this.
Yes.
So in a similar kind of choice situation, or choosing to support it versus not.
Right.
So Florida banned AP African American Studies.
Right.
Right.
Right. Right.
So they cited that there was no educational value, and that people shouldn't feel guilt, anguish, or any other psychological effect from learning.
Okay. All right. So just make sure we on the same page. Let me get this straight. So they're saying that they're going to put a ban on Black history.
African American Studies.
African American Studies.
An AP class. They proposed an AP class, and they denied it.
Okay.
They banned the new class.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that like in Florida, period?
I think they mentioned that some colleges, professors are having to kind of maneuver in
because
the teachings to avoid. There's a law in Florida.
Right, because how you do that when it's tenured like professors who could pretty much just talk about whatever they want to.
Well, now there's a law that you can't.
Okay.
So
they stated that there's no educational value.
Right.
Okay.
So
I don't really understand
okay, so it said there's a Stop Woke Act.
Okay. Oh, that's what it is. Okay.
So Stop Woke Act.
I'm understanding more now.
Yes. So it's to reshape how children are taught in Florida.
Okay.
So there are different things that they're kind of having to adjust and maneuver, so that way they fall in line with the wokeness concern.
Okay, so let's be clear before I even move forward, like what I think. Let's be clear one thing. When they say woke, they mean Black people.
That's what it feels like.
Of course, like urban.
Right.
Like when you say urban, you mean niggas.
Right.
So, they're trying to change history. That's what it feels like.
Right. So they're saying that, okay, so a person should not be instructed to feel guilt, anguish, or any other form of psychological distress due to their race, color, sex, or national origin.
Okay.
So they kind of just added that into like a discrimination.
But that's retarded because, okay, so, in my opinion, right, we're talking about a period of time where, like, my grandma kind of lived in, right? My mom definitely was born before the Civil Rights Act of 1964, right? So we have like active living family members who kind of experienced this time, right?
Right.
What about how they feel? Like, things had to get done in order for us to get to this place,
Right.
in which a lot of it has changed, you know? I think overall, I don't know about that, but a lot of it has changed. But things had to get done in this country,
Right.
in order for us to get to this place.
Right.
Right. We just kind of celebrated, Martin Luther King birthday. So,
There's a lot of effort that went into getting to where we're at now.
Yes. Right. And there was people that kind of fought and died and took it serious, and they did what they could.
Right. But I feel like even in the place that we are now,
yes,
I feel like the wave of let's not talk about it came from George Floyd and what happened in that situation. And then the wave of different teachers and everything like that wanting to include that into their teachings.
Well, I mean, I think that you would have to, right?
I mean, it has to be addressed, right?
Well, I mean, I think it's a part of history at this point, because
I think
really happened.
I do think that it's kind of going too far, right? So I understand you not wanting like unqualified teachers teaching about Black history.
Definitely.
And like race in the classroom.
Definitely. But like African American studies is something different.
Right. I think it's going too far where they're taking this though, right? Because now you're banning African American studies.
Right. So I just think it's part of how they plan to change like the complete narrative. Right.
Right.
This is no different from maybe some of the information that we received about the 1700s, right? Could have been changed. That's all I'm saying.
I'm like, what information did I get?
No, I'm just saying it could have been changed, and we don't know,
Right.
I think that this is the beginning of them changing the narrative, because what you're doing is you're going, I don't get it, because you're going, well, we don't want to like make people feel guilty or sad or anything like that.
Right.
Right.
But the problem is like, what about the Black students?
I was just finna say that.
Right.
I was just finna say, what about the other side?
Right.
So this bill is specifically targeted towards a specific group of people, which is discrimination in itself.
Right.
Right. You're not allowing Black kids to learn this, and they have a right to learn.
Not only that, but the psychological damage that's faced from, I mean, you learn about European history.
Oh, definitely.
But African American history doesn't have any educational value.
Yeah, so what, I mean, right. Does it sound racist?
It is.
Right. So another thing is we have to understand that it's a reason why you're stopping information and you calling us woke.
Yeah, the woke.
It sounds like you don't want us to have this information. That's what it is. You don't want young white students to go, this is where you come from.
Right.
This is what you come from.
Right.
This is what your ancestors did to my ancestors.
Right.
Right? And you don't want Black young kids to know that this is what they had to go through and get to this point.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right.
Which that does something for who you are. And this is the reason why you have a word like woke. Right?
Right.
It means you're not asleep.
Right.
Right? So I think that, kind of naming it.
Stop woke.
Yeah, stop woke. It's like you really trying to stop black people from getting the information in which keeps us from sleeping.
Right.
So it's completely racist, man. I mean,
I get like not wanting kids to feel bad because
I don't.
What their ancestors did. But there are kids that feel bad because of what your ancestors did. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, listen, you cannot control how people are going to feel about the truth.
Right.
It's just the truth.
Right.
I can't do nothing about how you feel about the truth.
Right.
But this is truth.
And this happened.
Right. The crazy part about it was like they did this like around this time. Of right before Black History Month,
right
around the time Martin Luther King, you know what I mean?
Right.
We celebrated Martin Luther King, just boom. And I already disrespected the man with that goddamn statue.
I didn't know what that statue was of. I mean, I saw the hands, but I don't know what is that thing?
I have it was like a hug.
Yeah, it's a hug. It's supposed to be a shoulder, but I couldn't make it out without seeing the picture.
My whole thing is like, I don't know who. We got to stop giving like artistic credit to people that's not qualified. And that's all it is. How many motherfuckers you ran this past that okayed it? Like, yeah, whatever you. No. Well, I'm guaranteeing with no black people.
No.
Because it would have been like, what the fuck is this? No.
What is it?
You might well put the picture up there.
Right. Or like, I don't know.
Like this art can be ugly as well. Just plain art can be ugly. And I feel like a lot of times people express trying to come up with something so like revolutionary, something so beautiful. And they miss.
Yeah, it was a mess.
Could definitely just kept it simple.
Right.
And we'd appreciated it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Nothing, you ain't got to do all this. Just,
oh no.
It could have been two hands holding. And we'd have been like, oh, that's dope.
Right.
You know what I mean? But
it could have just been his hands crossed because I can see his hands.
Right. But I don't know. I just think it's terrible.
Yeah.
But just back to the wokeness for a second here. I really believe like we kind of in a moment where I don't know. I think we in a moment where like it's like, what you gonna do? Like they really gonna do whatever they want to and look at you and be like, so you ain't gonna do nothing? Just if you just think about the thing that's been going on for the last like year, just the last year, the government is pulling all kind of stuff.
They really are. I don't know if it's even this last year. Like,
no, I mean, yeah, I think it's in the last year.
No, it's longer than the last year with this foolishness. I don't know what the government is doing.
But I don't think they care anymore.
They don't. They don't even like.
They're not even interested in tricking you. They're just gonna be like,
try
hey,
to pretend like they care.
Yeah, look, this is what it is, and you ain't finna do shit. So.
You're fighting on the floor as a House representative.
Yeah. Like, what is that?
What?
I feel like I can get that now.
Everybody can. Everybody run for whatever Congress position.
It was finna be like a club fight, like on the floor.
He grabbed him by his face.
Yeah.
To pull him back.
Right.
What?
Yeah, man, it's wild.
What is even happening right now? The professional of the professionals.
Right.
This is ridiculous.
Super crazy. I just
So I don't even know. Like, I don't even know if they get respect
I think a lot of this is just a joke.
at this point.
Yeah, a lot of these guys is just a joke, man. But it's definitely
Was it like this when I was younger?
maybe, and we just didn't know because some of the shit that George Bush used to say, like it was crazy. He didn't know shit on the real. So
It was saying in Tennessee.
yeah, like he didn't know a damn thing, and he could have played it completely off and just didn't, and ended it bad. Like, you know what I mean? You fool, you can't get food again. Like, what? That's not how the saying go. He didn't know shit. So, yeah, I mean, I think politics has always kind of been like this. I just think we're at a place right now where they not hiding it, they're not pretending no more, and they're looking at us going like, "What the fuck? So, what you gonna do?"
Right. Challenge.
Yeah. So, but I think this whole woke thing is definitely like, you're not even gonna hide the fact that it's racist.
Stop woke.
Yeah. And like I said, when you say woke, they ain't talking about white people.
Well, they might be.
They're not talking about no white people, boy.
No, they might be.
Woke in itself is a black people was using that
I
first.
feel like black people were using it, but I feel like it's been adopted.
Oh, definitely. With the whole amongst the Democrats.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With the whole, this is the first time in my life where you go, hey, what are your pronouns? Like what? Like what are your pronouns?
I don't do that.
I'm just saying, in other states, it's huge.
Oh.
Well, we are. No, we don't care about the pronouns. In other states, that's huge. Huge.
I don't know. I saw this video of like this guy saying like going on about pronouns, but I'll have to talk about it another time.
Yeah.
Redo.
All right. Well, I mean, it's been kind of real, you know.
Yeah. Thank you guys for listening. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram, ROAE_podcast.
Mental health is real and self-care is important. We out of here, man.
Bye.